Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I made a video yesterday on my way home from dropping my kids off at school talking about the Ric Flair 30 for 30, which is going to be airing next week. During that video, I honestly said that I didn't know when it was going to be. It happens that it's going to be showing on the 7th, which is Tuesday. The commercials say it's going to be on at 10 p.m. I'm guessing that that's going to be 10 p.m. Eastern, and it'll air at 7 here on the West Coast. As it is with a lot of the 30/30 premieres, I would be betting that it's going to be rerunning on ESPN 2 almost, instantaneously, and then it'll be on all of the other ESPN channels many times. But I think that honestly, as wrestling fans, we should all get together, make sure that we watch the 30 for 30 on Ric Flair on that first airing. That's going to be going down at 7, just to get that a huge rating, because they did an episode on the XFL. Right now they're doing the one on Ric Flair. Who knows what could be next? I mean, maybe, somebody can step up and do a 30 for 30 on Hulk Hogan, or just the world of professional wrestling, the WWF. We could even get one on Vince McMahon. I think there are definitely a lot of really pop culture icons from wrestling that really could, get a lift, I guess you can say a little bit of a rub from ESPN with their own, documentary. I mean, when the 30 for 30s come out, I mean, honestly, if it's on a sport that I like, I mean, honestly, almost instantaneously, I'm always debating for, which one is better than the last. It's almost like they keep getting better and better. There are ones that have stunk up the joint, like, I wasn't that big on the Darryl Strawberry and Doc Gooden one. I mean, I liked the Mets. Back in those days, all the stories of them doing the drugs and things like that. But I almost thought that sort of, like they were almost shining a light on it. Like, hey, we were superstars, and we went out and we seceded. And Doc Gooden was saying that he went out and pitched a perfect game on a hangover. And it was almost like saying that the drugs made him better or something like that. And I didn't really get that. I know that you sort of want to shine a light on what they're doing and show that they were, there's a person inside of there. That sort of got villainized over the years, but it just is what it is. I've heard early reviews from the Ric Flair 30 for 30, mostly from listening to the Cheap Heat podcast. Even today, I listened to an interview with Ric Flair on there, talking about it, and Rick, getting over, what happened to him a few months ago, where actually I put up a video where I didn't even know if Ric Flair was going to live or die. It seemed like, it was at the point when we were going to lose him. And he kicked out at the last minute and ended up coming back. But now he says right now that he's living with a colostomy bag that he has to check a few times throughout the day. I know I've heard stories from the Hacksaw Jim Duggan podcast, which Hacksaw's not on anymore. He ended up leaving. It's now just Sean Mooney, called Primetime. But to me, Rick says that he's going to be better by WrestleMania, and that's his goal. He says he's going to have surgery in February to remove the colostomy bag, and he's going to be living on his own without that, and that'll be where he gets to the point where he's almost living at 100%. But I'm not going to say that, it would have been the huge exclamation point on Ric Flair's career for this film to come out after he had passed away, but I think it makes it even better that, it seemed like we lost him, and now we're going to cherish him even more. Rick was definitely one of the best. Definitely in this 30 for 30, from the reviews I've heard, they're going to be talking about his matches, throughout the AWA, his matches with Dusty, his matches with Sting, with Steamboat, the WWF stuff. I've even heard that they go into TNA at the end of his career. And to me, honestly, Ric Flair's career ended at WrestleMania 24 when he lost to Shawn. That's the point when I would have ended the 30 for 30. But, I guess they are going to be going into those TNA years. To me, it's sort of like a guy's career ends when they retire and they step away. A guy like Mick Foley could show up every year in the Royal Rumble, do his little run-in deal, whether if it's, Mick Foley, it's Mankind, it's Dude Love. He can play whatever he wants to, put the mandible claw on there, and it doesn't really add to his career. To me, one of the biggest regrets I have with WWE when they put out documentaries. You know, the one like Stone Cold Steve Austin, the greatest superstar of all time. To me, honestly, at that point, Stone Cold has done everything he's going to do in his career. If Stone Cold shows up on Monday Night Raw, even if he hits a stunner on somebody like that, it's not going to impact his career for that not to be on the documentary. But like the one they did on The Rock, which came out the year of Stone Cold, you know, that was a really good documentary, but it leaves us hanging with the upcoming match of WrestleMania 28. And then he ended up coming back at WrestleMania 29, winning the championship, and that stuff's not on the documentary. And that would have been a great way for it to end up. The Shawn Michaels one, which came out, I believe, a year, maybe even a year and a half before his retirement, losing to Undertaker. You know, not having that final year, you know, even if it was just him hanging out with Triple H doing the DX stuff, just not having that match against Undertaker at WrestleMania 26, it sort of kills that documentary to me, to the point where I know it's good. I know I'm going to like it if I watch it, but I don't ever pick it up off the shelf to check it out. But I'm really looking forward to this Ric Flair one. I think it's going to be really good. Like I said, it's going to be on Tuesday. So make you check out ESPN, and we can get a huge rating for that.